DC. I'm here to speak about how to study abroad. All right. There are two ways to start thinking about studying abroad. One is a very easy way, one is a very hard way. I will go over the easy way first because I chose the hard way. I didn't know before I traveled. So the first part, I'll speak just about what you find on the internet, information, how to travel, what things to think about. Then the majority of my presentation will be about my personal experience and how I was deported once. So yes, we'll get to that. So when you want to study abroad, you're in university. The first and easiest way is to talk to the university. So see what programs are available for studying abroad. With university, they want you to learn about other countries, cultures, but they also want you to learn about what you are studying. Say you're studying architecture, or you're an engineer. The classes you take at a different university, they need to be useful back here in Russia, or whatever home country you're in. So one of the first things to think about is, do the classes that I will take, will they work back home? If not, then it's a very expensive vacation. Another thing is that if you're studying foreign language, most of you have studied English a little bit in school, so if you want to go to an English-speaking country, maybe you need to focus on places that have the language you studied, so you can perfect it. You can practice every day and learn about the culture as well. The second thing is research. I cannot stress this enough. I cannot say it enough. Research. Don't trust what the university tells you. The research. Not just the classes, but do I need a visa? To come to Russia, I needed a visa. I couldn't just book a flight, show up in Ekaterinburg, and say, hello, I'm here to teach. No, they would have said, go home. So visa is one of the most important things. Any language, Spanish, Chinese, Mandarin, any language, Italian, you have to pass the test to study in that university. They need to know you can speak a certain level of a language. So if you're looking to study in an English university, and you want to improve your English, like most of my students do, then they come here, come to Columb, and I teach them. And I have experience not just studying abroad, but working in business and a couple of other aspects of the economy and politics. So think about those things. Again, I had to consider the cost, and I sold my company, and so I said, okay, the money I have from that I'll use to finish university, and that was enough to get me started. I worried about the rest later, which was good and bad. I ran into some problems, which I will also do. So I found them, I applied, but I researched a lot on this university. I emailed people, I had questions. What is your schedule like? How many students are in a class? The next thing, after I applied, I got in. I got in around, it's like August or September 2009. So I had the opportunity to take a short vacation before I went to university. And I thought, well, let me go back to Vienna and make sure that I'm still as in love with this city, this country, this culture, as I was when I was 20. So it had been 3 years, so I wanted to make sure. This was a big decision for me. I went back, I loved it. 4 months later, I packed all my stuff into 2 big bags, and I said, bon voyage, goodbye, and I left. But there was one last thing I had to think about before I packed all my bags. And this is something that people won't openly talk about. I had to think, how is this going to affect me? How can I do this? I won't see my family for a long time. I won't have my friends. I don't speak German. So how is this really going to work? It was a good time in my life also to leave. I sold my company. I was playing in a couple bands that weren't working out. I had broken up with my girlfriend. My friends had jobs, so I had nothing tying me down to that area. It was an open and a liberating part. So it was a great opportunity. Why not? Who knows who I'll meet? And that's just where the story begins. So another thing that you can do is take a class. Once you decide where you will go, once you apply, you get in, take a class. If you don't know the language, I took a 2-month crash German class to try to learn some things. I started reading newspapers, started reading articles online. I watched German movies. I didn't understand anything, but I started hearing. I was lost, completely lost. I started anything to assimilate to that culture, to make the transition easier, because it was easier to live in my Austrian environment while I was still in the US. So if you're going to travel to England, make your own little England, make your own little Barcelona, make your own Shanghai here. Eat the food, talk to the PK, find people that have traveled there. There are many websites where you don't have to physically meet them. You can just say, hey, I'm traveling abroad. I'm going to be living in this city. Do you have any recommendations? Where should I go? What did you learn? That's what you're doing now. You're learning from my mistakes, from my successes, my failures, and that's the whole point. So once you are there, is studying the only thing that you're going to do? No, you want to travel. You want to go places. Maybe you want to see things in that city. That's a culture in a city that you're interested. You're moving there to be like them. I came here to learn Russian, to learn what it is, what it means to be Russian. I grew up being told one thing, which I already knew was completely wrong. And I wanted to live it. I wanted to find out what it is to work every day, to travel every day on the marshrutka, have the marshrutka driver get arrested and taken to jail and not be allowed off. Those experiences are once in a lifetime. You don't know where you can have those experiences. If I was going to Spain, if I was going to any country that had siestas, we know what siestas are? Yeah, little naps in the midday. Then I would take a siesta. I normally would never take a siesta. But if I were to travel to Guatemala, Panama, Chile, I would say yes. I would take that siesta. One also small thing, which was important for me when I came here. So look at the weather. Look at the weather. Hopefully you have thought about the weather and looked into what you are getting yourself into, where you're going, and you know, all right, it's really warm there, so I don't need a big coat. Pack appropriately. When you arrive, should you find Russian friends? Should you find Russian restaurants? Should you only speak in Russian to whoever you meet? Are these good ideas?
No.
No. If someone says, hey, do you want to come eat this food? Yes. Do you want to go see an opera? Yes. Someone put borscht in front of me. Eat this. Yes. I say yes as much as I can. Of course, not to endanger myself, but say yes. It's the best way to meet people because you will start living like them. And that's the second big thing with these, what you do when you get there. Live as if you are from that country. Walk around the city. Get lost. The best way to learn a city is to get lost. Have a map, maybe a phone number for a friend, and your address written on a piece of paper. Think smart. Where do they usually tell people directions? I was really lost, so I found a hotel. Find local places. There are touristy areas in every city. Go there at first, but after once or twice, stop going there. Don't Don't go to, oh, I see a McDonald's, I'm gonna eat at McDonald's. No, find a restaurant where they don't have a menu in your language, or in English if that's the go-to language. And start, just try food. Be open, be very open. You travel to a different city. Maybe you make some friends. You can all fail together. Fail miserably. Learn from your failures. That's another really important thing. Write about your experiences. You will see a lot of things. You will talk to a lot of people. Be open. You're all good people, and everybody wants to talk. You never know what conversation you'll get into. Go to these off-the-track places, talk to people. So, a couple more points. It's a very important lesson I learned. I'm a guest. You are a guest in their country. I'm a guest in your country. Know the laws. That's what I'm getting to now. Know the laws. If you don't know the laws, you're only asking for problems. So at that point, I started learning that I can only look out for myself. I'm alone in this country. You have friends. I have Olya and Columb, and they're great, and they help me. And they actually will help me more than my school did. So companies help more, but universities, they don't care about you. It's the truth. I'm sorry. But they don't care. And they won't help. You are alone. So rely only on yourself. It sounds very negative, but you need to protect yourself. You're spending your money, your time. What happens if you lose a year of university because you screwed up? The last thing I'll talk about, 4 questions. I might have said that before, but one more thing is you've thought about already, how will this affect me? How will I manage to live in a different country by myself? You will get homesick. No one is made of stone. Even people that don't have a family, unfortunately don't have a family, they miss home. The food, the ease, how easy it is to move around, to go to different places without thinking. And my brain was exhausted the first day I spoke German completely. It took a couple months, but I was so tired, and it's very difficult. So you need to think about this when you pack. If you're going for a short time, bring some small things that remind you of home. That's okay. Don't talk on Skype or message your friends all the time or spend all of your time in your flat just thinking, oh, well, I loved this, but I can't wait to go home. You're lucky. You have an opportunity to do something that maybe your friends or no one else that you know has. Be a citizen. Study. Go to your classes still. The point is to learn, not just in university, but also in your life. You grow from these opportunities. I am a much different and I think much better person because I've traveled. I've seen different ways of life. Go study hard, enjoy yourself.